my pregame going here on our video stream. Oh yeah, at the Rise.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some tickets giveaway.
I'm meeting her over there after.
Well, I appreciate you being on a call, Jim.
Yeah, well, I told her I committed to doing this game a long time ago.
Yeah. Receiving? Cool. Thank you, Mark. We're going to receive.
How's the line look?
Defensively, fantastic. Offensively, I think it's just getting gel together.
We say they're young.
Yeah. Defensively, I think it's just, I think they're just getting their feel offensively. You know, with McNear, just new guy on
Yep.
run, but they are. Again, I think they're about 3 weeks ahead of where they were last year, just with the formations and just how well they can run it. And the backfield is deep with the speed guys and Johnson. Then, I mean, you can they're at least 2 to 3 deep though, if they want to be. So,
I'm assuming Johnson's a little bigger.
yeah, a little bit plays, and he's one of the few that's playing both ways.
Yep.
2 minutes, all right, Stacy. And those for you that are joining us on our YouTube, our pregame brought to you by Mr. Furnace.
Yeah, pretty sparse looking
Especially for them.
roster for Denfeld.
One minute, 30 seconds. All right, thank you, Stacey. We're gonna go run. We're gonna be rocking. We'll do a short pregame. We'll roll right into Coach Spawn.
I think I'm going to listen in on your interview with Spawn.
Right on. 10 seconds. And welcome to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside the Wim Dog, Jim Wimmer, as we are finally home. Grand Rapids is here where we belong on this home field. I saw the band was out when I got here, Jim. They were practicing. The fans are rolling in. It's a beautiful night in Grand Rapids for some football as the Thunderhawks are taking on the Hunters of Denfeld.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a nicer evening than this, and I'm getting my first look here at the 2025 Thunderhawks, and so far what I've heard over the airs, they've been pretty respectable. Nice win over Cloquet and battling Bemidji last week. It was good to hear that they didn't lay down the second half to Bemidji. It looked like they battled them in the second half.
They have, of course, being on the road those first 2 games. That was a big win against Cloquet, as you mentioned, Jim, and then against a very good Bemidji team. But I think as you look at that game, turnovers on both sides of the football, injuries plaguing Bemidji a little bit, but again, a class up, a 5A school, a very good 5A school. They compete with some of the best in that class. And Grand Rapids fought and really kind of an undersized and underspeed to Bemidji. Bemidji, a much faster team, bigger team, but Grand Rapids played very, very well, gave themselves a chance in that game. Unfortunately, fell, but come into this game 1-1. Now, Denfeld, from what I understand, has had some players out the first couple weeks. They are supposed to have most of their guys back, but again, their roster is significantly smaller than Grand Rapids. We could see it here even on the field as well. And it should be a good one, though, because Denfeld's not going to lay down either. This was a game last year where we were here for it, Jim. And you know that they're going to be coming out, and they're going to want to get their first win of the season.
Yeah, I imagine that. And, earlier on, I think I shared with you a video of Denfeld, some of the Denfeld players talking about who's going to be hot in the conference this year. They wanted to be one of the teams, and they called out also North Branch and Hermantown and gave no love to the Thunderhawks. And if Thunderhawks got a hold of that video, they might be out for some blood here tonight.
They might be, and the atmosphere here in Grand Rapids is always fantastic as the marching band is making their way on the track in front of us. The cheerleaders are out near midfield on the Thunderhawk. Denfeld is to our left in the end zone, and the team from Grand Rapids is still in the shed across the way, across the right corner of the end zone here at Noble Hall Field. But I did have an opportunity to catch up with Coach Spahn pregame, and we're going to gain his thoughts here in just a moment. And we'll be back as you're listening to Grand Rapids football on our YouTube stream. Our pregame brought to you by Mr. Furnace, and of course, you can listen to us online anywhere by listening to us on J105 and J105radio.com.
Crowd's still filing in here. Looks like it's going to be a good crowd on site here tonight.
Looking forward to it. Can't hunt what you can't catch. The banner out there that the team's going to run through.
Here
they come.
And boom!
All blacks tonight.
Yeah,
Love it.
I do too. I think that's a sweet look. McNear 6'4", huh?
Yeah. Deceptively fast. He can turn it up really quickly. He's a lot stronger than he looks, too. Man, and we got 2 more years of him. It could be very exciting.
Oh, wow. He's got some hair, too.
Stacy, they are going to do the national anthem here very shortly, is what it appears, and they're going to bring the color guard out. So you can probably do 3 minutes. anthem. welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer as they are just going through the starting lineups for Duluth Denfeld, as we had a great rendition, as always, of the national anthem here in Grand Rapids as the Thunderhawks are getting ready to play the Hunters of Denfeld. And I'll actually just bring you the starters for Grand Rapids as they go through the line. They are all lined up in front of us. And again, our pregame here brought to you by Mr. Furnace on our YouTube stream. And Grand Rapids is going to be in the all blacks tonight, and they're going to go through their offensive starters. Number 3, Jackson Rabers will be starting. Number 7, Marcus Thiel, also going to be in the backfield tonight. Number 9 is going to be Logan McNear. He is the quarterback for this Thunderhawks football team. And then number 15, Grady Hyduk, is going to be starting this evening as well. And Jamison Duell, number 17, getting the start this evening. And then this one might be one of your favorite players, Jim Wimmer, number 34, is going to be Mason Johnson. He's playing both ways, and one of the few players that does for this Grand Rapids team. And then number 56, Zach Lars. Number 58, Lucas Miller will be starting. Number 60, Brandon Brula, good to see him starting. He got a little dinged up on the elbow last week versus Bemidji, but he's back in business. And then number 64, Dolan Verbick, one of the captains on this team. And number 71, Gavin Johnson. Excuse me, this is actually, I went to the early 71. This is Jackson Jolliker. He is the senior, and he is coming in at 6'1", 190, and that is going to be your starting lineup for Grand Rapids. As you look at your starting lineup for the Hunters, number 1, Bergner, number 9, Larson, number 12, Brooks Lee. We remember him from last year, Jim. He ran all over the place, so we know what he's capable of. Number 20, Thomas, number 28, Dixon Sherman, 44, Booth, 55, Merritt, 60, Mans, and 64, Bridges, 76, Wise, and 78, Brown will be starting for Denfeld. Denfeld is going to have those golden bottoms, the white tops, the maroon numerals with those helmets, and as I mentioned, Grand Rapids in the all blacks. They have the black bottoms, black tops, orange numerals, and they have, of course, those stylish black helmets. As we're getting ready for our first quarter of play, it is going to be brought to you by the Dutch Room. Fantastic. I like their pizza over there. They've got that Mad Dog's Pizza, Jim.
Oh, yeah, that's delicious pizza. Some of the best in town.
And they got pizza, wings, subs. Who's ready for some Thunderhawks football? You call 218-326-1774. They deliver to you an online ordering available at maddogspizza.com.
Their wings are elite as well.
Woo! We got to get some, and we are getting excited. We're going to be kicking off Grand Rapids. We'll be receiving here at Noble Hall Field. We want to thank some more of our great sponsors as you tune in on the radio as well. Mr. Furnace, Dale's Auto Body, Northland Portables, Atchison Tire, Jared Wood Bank, Latvilla Lumber, Super One Foods, and S&S Meats. What a beautiful night here in Grand Rapids.
You couldn't ask for a better night for football.
You couldn't. Student section, they've got the construction gear on.
They're ready to go to work.
In Grand Rapids, deep will be Rabers and Thiel. Me moving from right to left as we see it. The atmosphere here is just fantastic, Jim. I love it. And we're going to get things ready to kick off.
Sporting them all blacks adds to it as well.
And we are underway. It'll be fielded near the 20. And getting upfield is Thiel, and he is breaking through across 35 and moving well as Grand Rapids on special teams. And the offense will come out onto the field for the Thunderhawks, 1st and 10. And the ball will be spotted, looks like, right at the Thunderhawk 40-yard line. 11:51 first quarter, 0-0 ball game, of course, just getting underway.
Thiel had a little opening on the right side there. I think his eyes got big, but they ended up wrapping him up.
And, of course, you can watch us on YouTube at KOZY Sports. So you're going to see McNear back from center. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll off the right side, and he will be up for about 5 yards on the play. And just off tackle there, Jim, and Yearly shows his speed. Get McNear going early.
Yeah, he's got some nice size to him. Hearing some good things from you on McNear. Haven't seen him yet this year, but sounds like he's got the gifts.
They're going to say that was a gain of 6, so 2nd and 4 ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line. It's on the far hash. A few students from Denfeld have made the trip, but it is pretty full on this Grand Rapids side. People continuing to file in. Now McNear is going to be under center. You're going to see the double wing set. They're going to hand it off. No, they're going to keep it with McNear up the middle, just off that left side. And he will have enough for a Thunderhawks first down.
Hunter's bit on the Mason Johnson fake there, and McNear had plenty of room around the left side there.
And I think that's one of my positives of McNear. He does, I mean, just for a sophomore, the way he fakes, he's been faking me out for the first 3 games.
He faked out the Denfeld defense on that play.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Grand Rapids. They are into Hunter's territory at the 45-yard line. Again, moving from right to left. McNear's under center. You have Reavers and Thiel. It's going to be this time handed off to Johnson inside, and they are just pushing people forward, and they are up to near the 35-yard line for Grand Rapids.
Johnson just keeping those legs moving and carrying Hunters for the last few yards.
And they are going to move the sticks. They will say that is enough for a first down. So 1st and 10 Thunderhawks. And this is so far, early on, of course, Jim, the biggest push at Grand Rapids is I think it's had. But they're going to continue to get better week in and week out, especially up front with these guys. And it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the Hunters 35-yard line. Under center. Twins to the left. They will hand this off, but this time Denfeld's there and pushing Rabers back, and his forward progress stopped after just a short gain.
Yeah, Rabers with no place to go there. Gang tackling by the Hunters on that one.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Let's say gain of 1. Ball is at the 34-yard line of Denfeld. 9:44, we are in your first quarter, 0-0 is your score. This is the first offensive possession. And you'll have 1 wide to the right, 1 to the left for Grand Rapids. Again, McNear back from center now, and it's going to be a pitch. Ball's on the ground, and it's rolling. Trying to jump on it is Grand Rapids, and they are able to get back on it with Thiel. And that was something what we saw a little bit last week with those pitches not being quite on target. And that one also not on target, and that'll be a loss and sets Grand Rapids behind the chains here on 3rd down.
Thiel attempted to pick it up on the hop there. Wasn't able to get a hold of it. He finally just fell on it.
It was going to be 3rd and 13. Ball is at the 37-yard line of Denfeld. Ball's on the near side hash. McNear takes a snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's going to try to find a hole up the middle. Now he's to the 30. He's near sideline to the 20, to the 10, and forced out of bounds. Logan McNear with that great vision, and he is up the field, and that'll be a first down for Grand Rapids.
Great vision, and he showed a nice burst there when he got into the open field, Marcus.
And so the ball is, they say he stepped out at the, looks like 19-yard line is where they're going to say it looked like he stepped out. Excuse me, the 14-yard line. You got better eyes than I do, Jim. You brought those binoculars. McNear's under center, hard count. And flags come out, and they did. It looks like appears to draw Denfeld off sides. So that'll move them up 5 yards. And it'll be now first down and even shorter. So Grand Rapids will line up. Twins to the right. It's going to be Hajduk. The slot, well, the farthest wide. McNear's under center. He will fake the handoff. He will take it off, and touchdown from 14. Excuse me, that one moved up 5 yards there, Jim. So they were inside the 10, but that is a touchdown, Thunderhawks. And McNear just saw that gap open up just off the left side of the tackle, and he took it in for the score.
Yeah, McNear with a 9-yard burst there, fake to Mason Johnson, and once again, the Hunters were all over Johnson, left McNear all by himself to walk into the end zone.
So 8:34, first quarter, and Grand Rapids leads 6-0. Raleigh will be kicking this one for the PAT. It is up, and it is good. And Grand Rapids now leads 7-0. 8:34 first quarter, and we'll be back as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream.
Very impressed with the sophomore. Seems to be poised.
Welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Grand Rapids has just gone up 7-0 as McNear takes one in for the score. And boy, he just finds that hole, and it's 0 to 100 in no time, Jim.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the sophomore. Just was excited to see him go to work tonight, and he's not disappointing, that's for sure.
Again on our YouTube stream. First quarter brought to you by Dutch Room, Mad Dog's Pizza. Get you some. And now Grand Rapids will be kicking off from right to left. Raleigh will set this one on the tee, and a short squib kick, and it's going to not be fielded cleanly, though, and finally picked up by Denfeld. And good coverage by the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, nice placement on that squib kick, and Denfeld was having trouble corralling that one. Had to pick it up there on a couple hops and didn't get much progress out of that.
And now we'll see the Thunderhawks defense for the first time, and felt their defense has been stellar. And in fact, the coaches who are normally to our left are not yet. As no, Kinnan was down the sidelines last week, so maybe mixing some things up a little bit. And it looks like he's down there this week too. We don't get to hear the pounding on the desk. But Denfeld will line up first to 10 at their own 26, moving from left to right. They will hand this one off, and oh my, what a stick! Grand Rapids Mason Johnson flex it out, son. Goodness gracious.
Wow, Mason Johnson wrapping up the back there and just driving him back.
Oh my.
With
Vicious.
authority.
So 2nd and 9, ball will be at the Denfeld 27-yard line. And they will line up. Brooksley is your quarterback. He stands back from center. He's got two backs in the backfield, one receiver to the left, one to the right. And they will false start, and that's going to be number 55, Ryland Merritt, and he was about a call ahead of the actual cadence.
Yeah, Johnson made a little move to the line there like he was coming, and 55 said, time to go.
So that'll back it up to 2nd and 14. Ball is at the 22-yard line of Denfeld. Line up, same formation. Lee, and he will get it. He'll hand this one off. And again, Grand Rapids is there defensively. Coming up off the bottom of the pile, looks like Ari Lampa coming in and making a stick.
Dixon Sherman on the carry, and man, the Thunderhawks just doing a great job of filling the gaps there and nowhere to go.
So Grand Rapids flying around. It's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. Ball is at the 24-yard line. Ball near the far hash. And right now, it's just Thunderhawks exerting dominance early. 6:51 first quarter. Thunderhawks lead 7-0. Again, two receivers set, one to the right, one to the left, two backs in the backfield. Brooksley stands 5 yards back from center, and he will fake it. He's going to roll near side. He's looking downfield. He's going to heave it. He's got a man open, and it's caught. And Ravers has to make the tackle at the Grand Rapids 30-yard line, and Denfeld taking a shot. and it works out for him. He'll have it 1st and 10 in Thunderhawks territory.
Like number 20, Thomas on the reception there. He got behind Caden Sweeney and had a step on him, and that was all he needed.
So after Grand Rapids was really giving Denfeld fits, that was a good passing catch. Kind of hit him in the breadbasket in stride. And now 1st and 10 Hunters, ball at the 33-yard line of the Thunderhawks. And one wide to the right, one to the left. Bruce Lee takes a snap. He's going to hand this one off. And Thunderhawks are there and swarm into the football. Spawns there. Cherney helping make the tackle as well. 7-0 Grand Rapids, 6:01 first quarter.
Bergner on the carry for the Hunters, only getting a couple.
So they will come in from the sideline with the play, does Denfeld. In 2nd down and 8. Short gain, ball at the 31-yard line in between the hashes. Denfeld in Thunderhawk territory, moving from left to right. Brooks Lee looks over the defense. He takes the snap. He hands this one off inside, and they try to just get up the middle of that defense. Cherney and company are there. Be another short gain on the play for the Hunters.
Bergner once again beating a host of Thunderhawks right at the line of scrimmage, was able to manage a couple more.
So 3rd and 6, ball at the 29-yard line of Grand Rapids. Hunters huddle. And their pace is slowing things down. But now they're going to run a 4-wide receiver set. 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Brooks Lee stands back from center, and he's back to pass. He's looking downfield, he's got some time. He guns it. It's incomplete over the middle. And he might have slung that just a touch with too much spice on it, and that'll be incomplete. But it'll be 4th down and 6, and the offense appears to be staying on the field.
Once again, it was Thomas, the target for Lee, and had a lot of smoke on that one, a little more than Thomas could handle.
So Denfeld on 4th and 6 at the Thunderhawk 29-yard line is going to go for it, and they're going to line up in that 4-wide receiver set again. Deep back with Brooks Lee is Dixon Sherman. Back to pass are the Hunters, rolling left, looking downfield, and now there's a flag that comes out. And Brooks Lee's just running backwards. Mason Johnson throws it down to the turf. Big time sack for the Thunderhawks. Defensively running them down, and that will be a turnover on downs, barring this flag, but I would guess that's going to be a hold where it came out, and it looks like they are going to decline this for Grand Rapids, and actually it's going to be a false start that's going to be declined. That flag came out late for that call.
Yeah.
But regardless, Grand Rapids getting the turnover on downs, and they'll have it 1st and 10 inside Hunters territory.
Yeah, and Brooks Lee running for his life back there. Makes it, Mason Johnson tracks him down, and that was about a 25-yard loss. Just a huge loss there for the Hunters as they give the ball to the Thunderhawks.
1st and 10 at the Hunters' 44-yard line, and Grand Rapids will line up with Logan McNear standing back from center. He's got 2 deep backs behind him. And it will be a pitch near side to Thiel, and he's getting to the sideline and trying to get upfield. He'll be hit out of bounds, but a decent gain on the play by Marcus Thiel.
Looked like the same play they went to earlier where they didn't connect on the pitch out there, and Coach Spahn going right back to it. Thiel turning the corner there, finding some yardage.
So it'll be 2nd and 4 after a gain of 6. Ball is at the 38-yard line of Denfeld. Thunderhawks lead 7-0, 4:21 first quarter. 2 wide receiver set, 1 near side, 1 far side. Now the double wing set with the deep back. But Thiel's going to cross the face of McNear. Now McNear's just going to take it right up the middle. He'll have enough for a 1st down and then some. Logan McNear kind of handling the load early on here for the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, and you're talking about his vision. He just really has good vision, finding those seams in the defense there and able to pick up a nice gain.
Thunderhawks moving a little bit with some pace. They are not taking a whole lot of time coming out of the huddle. And this time McNear will be under center, so they'll have the traditional double wing fullback set. Going over the top, Ethan Morgan checking into the game, and he will go back to his spot on the right side. McNear now will hand this one off inside. And getting a decent gain on the play is number 34, Mason Johnson.
Johnson, they kind of had him wrapped up early on there, but he just kept churning and picked up a decent gain.
So 3.5 minutes first quarter. Thunderhawks lead 7-0. And Coach Bond's going to call a timeout. This timeout on our YouTube stream is brought to you by S&S Meats. And we'll take a quick timeout radio style too as you're listening to Thunderhawks football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream. Seconds.
Yeah, you were right. I love Mason Johnson. That kid, beast. He plays hard.
And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. It's timeout on our YouTube stream on KOZY Sports, brought to you by S&S Meats. It's Military Appreciation Night here at Noble Hall Field. They're recognizing some of the service members during that timeout. Grand Rapids is going to have a 2nd and 6, ball at the Hunters' 25-yard line. And while I have a minute, I want to thank some more of our sponsors: Grand Rapids State Bank, Vendors, Mackley Auto Repair, and M&H Gas. Under center is McNear. Twins to the right. They will hand this one off inside, and now trying to get to the left and just dragging Denfeld defenders. Again, number 34, Mason Johnson, looking to have a day today, as he already is here in the first quarter, offensively and defensively.
My gosh, they had him wrapped up 1 yard into the carry, and he pulled the Hunters for another 4 there. Mason Johnson just showing his strength.
1st and 10, Thunderhawks there at the 19-yard line of the Hunters. Split wide to the right is going to be Dwell. Near side is number 19, Christofferson. T formation behind McNear, who hands this off to Ravers, who goes off the right tackle. And he has a decent gain across the 15-yard line of Denfeld.
Offensive line doing a great job of opening holes there.
And there is a Hunter down on the field right now. And so this will be a timeout as the training staff will come out. 2:46, first quarter, 7-0. Thunderhawks lead. And I can take a moment to thank some of our sponsors, including Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Woodland Bank, Grooms Property Management, Timberlake Lodge, and Nooches in the corner. It's timeout on the field, brought to you by S&S Meats. And looking like hopefully this Duluth Denfeld defender just kind of got his bell rung a little bit as he's shaking his head. And he is going to get up onto his feet, so that's good to see. That's going to be number 34 for the Hunters. That's Joseph Sace. And good to see him making his way off of the field. Again, this is your first quarter, brought to you by the Dutch Room and, of course, Mad Dogs Pizza. You go to maddogspizza.com, grab your pizza, and watch and listen to the game. Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you, Stacy back in studio. Our YouTube stream, you just search up KOZY Sports. We'll be running for you, and appreciate you joining us on the radio as well. 2nd and 6 for the Thunderhawks ball at the Hunters' 15-yard line. T-set behind McNear, under center, twins to the right. He will hand this one off, just going off left side, and trying to power his way into the end zone. Did he get there? Touchdown! Thunderhawks! Number 33, Ethan Morgan, taking it to the house from 15 yards out.
Ethan Morgan with plenty of space there. Found a nice seam on the left side, and then he did the rest himself, dragging a couple of hunters into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderhawks.
13-0 Grand Rapids, 2:39 first quarter. Cheerleaders on the track in front of us got these students hyped up. Raleigh is going to be kicking this one for the PAT. The snap is back. The kick is on the way, and it is no good. So the score remains 13-0. Grand Rapids leads 2:39, and we are in your first quarter of play. And we'll take a quick timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Ethan Morgan, last year he showed some nice work out there, and looks to me like he grew a little bit in the offseason.
Yeah, he's been a multi-sport athlete. He's doing basketball. He's doing baseball. He was a part of that Legion team that went to regionals. Guys, he's all over the place.
Yeah, 5'11", 170.
And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. First quarter on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports, brought to you by the Dutch Room, Mad Dog's Pizza. It's 13-0 Grand Rapids. Ethan Morgan taking one in from 15 yards out. And I tell you what, Grand Rapids is the much more physical team here so far, Jim, first quarter.
Yeah, the Hunters have their handful right now with the Thunderhawks, and Coach Spahn, I imagine, just wants to do a whole bunch more.
So Grand Rapids kicking this one off from right to left. Whistle blows. And the kick is in short squib. That's going to be fielded at about the 20. Now trying to cut up field is Denfeld. Decent return up to about the 40-yard line. And that is where the Hunters will take over, 1st and 10.
Carlson on the return there for the Hunters. Took it on the right side, cut it back to the left, and found a nice seam there. Pretty decent return. Thunderhawks or the Hunters in good field position here.
So they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 40. Ball in between the hashes. And Brooksley comes out as your quarterback. Not mixing up formations a whole lot here. Running one wide to the right, one to the left. Two backs in the backfield with Lee, who stands about 5 yards back from center. He takes a snap. He will hand this off. Grand Rapids was deep in the backfield. Might have picked the wrong guy who had the football, but nothing really going for Denfeld on that play either, just a short gain on the play.
Yeah, Mason Johnson almost took that handoff. He was in the backfield so fast. They're coming hard. Both linebackers, Johnson and Spahn, just coming in.
It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 41-yard line. And here at Noble Hall Field, the big Thunderhawk at midfield. It says Grand in the left end zone, Rapids in the right, and black lettering, orange end zones.
What a beautiful field. We're so fortunate.
Denfeld lines up. Again, 2 wide receivers set, 2 backs to the backfield. Lee stands back from center, and he will hand this one off. And, oh, my, getting hit right at the point of the handoff. And is that number 34 again? Mason Johnson? Oh, my. Goodness gracious. Mr. Johnson's having a day.
Bergner on the carry there, and both time he took the handoff, Johnson was on him. Takes him down for a huge loss.
Going to be 3rd down and 15 from the 35-yard line of Denfeld. Different formation now, and it's an interesting one. Trips to the right, 1 wide receiver to the left, and then a deep in the backfield receiver behind the trips formation. Almost like a screen, but Grand Rapids blows this up. Lee's trying to find some sort of room. He gets far sideline and pushed out of bounds. But, I don't know, that's a different formation. I don't know if I've ever seen that one
Yeah,
before.
they must have been like they were going to set up a screen or something there. I imagine they run screens out of that same set. But, yeah, they sure had that guy back deep in the backfield.
This will set up now a 4th down. Excuse me. Yeah, 4th down. And actually relatively manageable. So Lee got quite a bit of that back, but they are going to bring on the punting units. A 4th and 5 from the 45, and Denfeld's going to think to try to maybe pin Grand Rapids deep here as opposed to trying to go for it. So Ravers and Thiel will go deep to receive. Good snap. Kick is up, and it will bounce and be fielded at near the 30, but good coverage by Denfeld. And Grand Rapids doesn't get much of a return, but they do get the ball back, and they will have it 1st and 10 with 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and they lead 13-0.
I think one of the Thunderhawks rushing in got a hand on that punt and deflected a little bit, took a little off of it.
Did have an interesting spin to it. And this is going to be now 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids, and they will be at their own 34-yard line, leading 13-0, 46 seconds left to go first quarter. And we want to thank Northern Star Co-op Cenex, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, and 218 Supply for bringing you this game. McNear under center now. And he will take it himself. He's got some room to run. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. He's to the 30, 20, 10, 5. He's gone. Logan McNear. Touchdown, Thunderhawks.
Oh, my gosh. What a burst of speed there by McNear. Took that one 66 yards to the house.
Oh, my goodness. Nobody was going to catch him when he got to that second level. And the Thunderhawks are rolling 19-0. 37 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, McNear that's just so impressive. And once again, got to hand it to the offensive line, creating those holds. McNear got into open space, and he was gone.
And they're going to line up here to go for two. T set in the backfield. The two deep backs are Morgan and Thiel. McNear is under center. And he will take the snap, hand this one off to Thiel, left side, touchdown! Added on 2 points. 2-point conversion. As Marcus Thiel gets that 2-point conversion, and that takes Grand Rapids to 21-0. 37 seconds left to go first quarter, and we'll take a timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks football at J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Can't say enough good things about the sophomore so far, Marcus. He's impressive.
Playing incredibly well, gets better every week. And we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. Our first quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Dutch Room, Mad Dogs Pizza. You can call 218-326-1774. Have some delivered. You might as well start celebrating a little bit. This is a heck of a first quarter Grand Rapids is putting on their home opener against Duluth Denfeld. As they're up 21-0 are the Thunderhawks with 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Again, Logan McNear just taking one to the house, Jim. You said that was over 60 yards?
Yeah, I think it was 66. Yeah, it's so impressive. Just when he got in open space, nobody was going to catch him.
Grand Rapids will kick this one. This one a higher kick that is going to be fielded and getting upfield. Now coming near side and trying to get a decent return and up to the 30, almost to the 35 is Denfeld. So they haven't had bad field position in this game, but give credit to the Thunderhawks defense for not really allowing Denfeld to do much offensively.
Dixon Sherman on the return. He showed some shifty moves there, was able to get a decent return.
And Denfeld will have it 1st and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line of the Hunters, moving from left to right. 29 seconds left to go first quarter. They will line up with twins to the left, twins to the right. So they are going to run a 4-wide receiver set. One back deep in the backfield. With Brooks Lee, motion comes across the face, and Brooks Lee gets hit by his Running back, he throws it, intercepted, Reavers! And he's going to turn around, he's going to run. He's to the 40, he's down to the 30, he's got speed, he's to the 10, 5, touchdown! Jackson Reavers, pick 6, Thunderhawks putting it on! Oh my!
Jackson Reavers going up and ripping that ball away. I count that as a 55-yard interception return touchdown. What a show by Jackson Reavers.
27-0 Grand Rapids, 15 seconds to go, first quarter. And Reavers is getting a bunch of congratulations from his teammates on the sidelines. He might be a little winded after that one. And Grand Rapids sets up for the PAT. Raleigh lines up. And the kick is on the way. And this one is good. It is 28-0 Thunderhawks. 15 seconds left to go in your first quarter. And you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Thunderhawks getting some explosives.
And we are back. Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lynn, Jim Wimmer with you. Stacy back in studio. It's 28-0. Thunderhawks 15 seconds left to go first quarter on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. First quarter brought to you by Mad Dog's Pizza, the Dutch Room, Pizza Wing Subs. Get some today. Get some right now. And enjoy watching and listening. We appreciate you joining us. We want to thank Cedar Creek Tavern and Minnesota Deer Hunters Association for helping bring you this game tonight. Thunderhawks firing on all cylinders here in their home opener. And they will be kicking off. And again, this kick, short squib kick that's going to bounce, and it'll be fielded at just ahead of the 20-yard line. Now trying to cut near side and slipping are the Hunters, and they'll be down at about their own 25-yard line. They'll have it there, 1st and 10.
Elijah Thomas on the return there, number 20. Lost his footing there as he made a cut, and that's where they'll get the ball.
And remember to tune in tonight about 10:05 to Extra Yards with Super Joe. We'll be recapping this game and others. And he does a fantastic job, does Super Joe, keeping you up to date with all the high school football action tonight. Now they're going to run again they're going to throw flags before we even get started on this, and that's going to be, I think, too many men in the huddle. Is that what they're going to call?
Appears to be 12 maroon helmets on the field right now.
So they are going to back this one up. And if you're Denfeld, this has been about as nightmarish of a first quarter as you could have. And Grand Rapids really putting it up, making a statement in front of their home crowd for the first time this season.
Yeah, they're putting on a show here, both sides of the ball.
It's 28-0, Thunderhawks, 10 seconds left to go first quarter. Now they are going to run trips to the right, one wide receiver to the left, Brooksley back from center, one back in the backfield to his left. And they will hand this one off inside. Spawns there, flags come out from the backside. Be interested to see what this call is. And it will be a hold against Denfeld. And that will back them up even further.
This first quarter can't get over soon enough for the Hunters.
So 5.8 seconds left, first quarter. It's 28-0, Grand Rapids. The Hunters will now have it first down and very long as they are backed up inside their 15-yard line. They'll be at their 13, ball in between the hashes. It'll be 1st and 21. They huddle, and now they break. Twins to the right, one wide to the left. And a flag comes out from the back judge again. And another penalty against Denfeld. I think that's a formation call. And they just are going the wrong direction here, Jim.
Yeah, they just, Coach Spahn in your interview was talking about how they progressively want to get better each week. The Hunters don't look like they're getting better.
The lineup 1st and 26. Ball at their own 8. Brixley takes the snap. He will hand this one off and swarmed up. Grand Rapids Oliver Spahn makes a tackle, and that is the end of the first quarter. Thunderhawks lead 28-0. We'll be back for your second quarter of play as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and at our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. And we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. And we are going to your second quarter on our YouTube stream. Our second quarter is brought to you by Rapid Roof Truss, number 326-1777. Well, Jim, it's your first time seeing the Thunderhawks this year. Boy, they're putting it on.
Yeah, they're all aspects of the game, all three phases. They're looking sharp here tonight. Now Denfeld sitting third in a mile, or second in a mile.
And they will now be going to the other end of the field, and Denfeld will be moving from right to left as we see it in this second quarter. And they are now just getting out onto the field, again on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Rapid Roof Truss, agricultural, residential, steel, and trim. Yeah, 2nd and 25. Ball is on the 9-yard line of Denfeld. And penalties have just been crucial on this drive for Denfeld, trailing 28-0. And they are huddled up. And not a lot of depth, not a lot of guys on the sideline for the Hunters.
No, they have a pretty small roster.
Twins to the left, one wide to the right. Brixley back from center. He's back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's under duress. He's rolling right. He's going to turn it up and run. And he's across the 15 to the 20. He's got speed. And I don't know if he got back to the original line of scrimmage, but he got pretty close. So it'll be third down, a lot more manageable here for the Hunters. They got themselves out of somewhat of a hole, got all the way up to the 25, almost 26-yard line.
Lee didn't wait very long there to decide to tuck it and run, and he picked up about 15 there to get it back to about to the original line of scrimmage.
So 11:51, second quarter, 28-0 Grand Rapids. Hunters break the huddle. They come up to the line. They'll have it 3rd and 10 from their own 25. Lee will take the snap. He's looking. He's rolling right again. Now he's back. Now he's under duress. There's a flag that comes out. Lee's going to get upfield, and he's going to make one guy miss. He's finally going to be brought down, but I think this one will be coming back anyways. Appears to be probably in the realm of a hold against Denfeld.
Yeah, it looked like
And
one of
it
their
is.
linemen tackled one of our rushers there, and I don't think he can do that.
So this hold will, and actually I think they're going to decline this and take this to 4th down. Or no, are they going to mark this off? They're moving it up, and now they are going to mark this back. And so it will be at the 15-yard line of Denfeld. And 3rd and very long. 3rd and 20. Twins to the left, one wide to the right. Lee back to pass. He's being chased. He throws it near side. It's caught. And with a big stick, it's Rabers. But Denfeld almost getting back up to the 25-yard line, and the punting unit, though, will come out on the field as it is a 4th down and long.
Raber's doing a nice job of wrapping up the receiver there and holding them to no additional yardage after the reception.
4th and 12. Ball is at the 24-yard line of Denfeld. Ravers and Thiel will be back deep to receive. Low snap is picked up. Kick is up. It's high. And it'll be fair caught by Thiel at near the Grand Rapids 45-yard line.
Rapids with great field position once again.
So 28-0 Thunderhawks, 10:37. We are in your second quarter. I want to thank Mr. Furnace, Dale's Auto Body, Northland Portables, Atchis Attire, Deerwood Paint, Lavilla Lumber, Super One Foods, and S&S Meats for bringing you this game. First and 10 Thunderhawks at their own 44-yard line, moving from left to right. T formation behind McNear, double wide receiver set, one to the left, one to the right. This will be handed off inside, and trying to power his way forward is Ethan Morgan. And he's a little slow to get up, but looks to be okay. He's got a little limp in that giddy up, though, coming off of the field.
Yeah, he had a little stumble there as he was making a cut there. And I don't know, he might have twisted something on that cut.
But it'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids. 2nd down and 5. Ball is at the 49-yard line. Back to the normal set. And they hand this one, no. It's going to be McNear again, and he's up the field, and he goes far side to the 30. He's to the 20, and he lowers his shoulder. Does McNear as he gets near the 5-yard line, and he puts some pain on offensively. Does Logan McNear, and it'll be 1st and goal, Grand Rapids.
McNear with a 45-yard burst there. I tell you what, the 6'4" kid, when he starts striding out, he gets downfield in a hurry.
So gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Thunderhawks from the 5.
Once again, the offensive line just creating huge holes there, and McNear taking advantage.
And his fakes are flawless on these reads. And your fullback is Arlt, who is behind McNear. And there's going to be a false start against Grand Rapids. I think that was Ravers. We'll see. Oh, they are going to wave this flag off. And we'll just regroup here.
McNear says, same play, boys.
Same play. Well split wide to the right. McNear under center. He's going to hand this one off inside to Arlt, who is churning inside the 5, but does not get across the goal line. It'll be 2nd down and goal for Grand Rapids.
Arlt getting a few there. Looks like they're going to be a couple yards out now.
second and goal from the 2 for Grand Rapids. They lead 28-0, 8:50. We are in your second quarter of play.
You realize they're on pace to win this game 112-0.
I like your math skills, dude. Hajduk is going to be spread wide to the left, as well as your slot. It's going to be a pitch left side to Thiel, and I feel you, Marcus Thiel, as he is in for a touchdown on the left side. He takes it into the end zone, and Grand Rapids extends their lead 34-0, 8:31 second quarter.
Thiel, with nobody bothered him going around left side there, had nothing but daylight to the end zone.
Raleigh will be kicking this one for the PAT. And they line up. We await the snap. And hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. It is 35-0 Thunderhawks, 8:31 left to go in your second quarter. And this is Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. I thought that was that good? I thought that was good.
Sounds to me like they only got 6. Must have missed it.
My bad. I'm trying to. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Stacy back in studio. And I'm just so amped up that I see good all across the board. I just see it's just good.
They didn't put the point up.
They didn't put it up, so it was 34-0 Grand Rapids. But that's just how the night is going. Everything's going the way of the Thunderhawks, so my assumptions are wrong. But they are putting it on. Marcus Thiel just taking that one in from just a couple yards out. And Grand Rapids in business here against Denfeld. Oh, now they've put it to 35. So maybe I did see it correct.
You were right, Marcus.
Sometimes I don't trust myself.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Generally you're on the money.
I got to look back at the recording sometimes. Grand Rapids kicking this one off from left to right. And another squib that's going to be fielded near the 20. And going far side, trying to get to the boundary is Denfeld. And if they do have a shining spot in this game, because nothing has really gone right for the Hunters against this Grand Rapids team, is the special teams return game hasn't been too bad. They've actually, for the most part, had pretty decent field position, but they've gone the wrong direction due to penalties and Grand Rapids defense.
Right. Yeah, they've done a good job of handling those squib kicks that the Thunderhawks are throwing at them, and generally have made a nice positive return.
So 1st and 10 Hunters. Ball is at their own 39-yard line. Moving from right to left. 4 wide receiver set. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And another whistle. And a flag comes out. Legal substitution against Denfeld. And if you can get an offensive penalty in this game of some degree, Denfeld is trying to do that. And it's just unfortunate to see the Hunters continue to have that frustration.
I think they were too many men on the field again.
It looks like number 44, Ezra Booth, had to come off. And they will line up now, 1st and 15. Ball at 34-yard line. Back to pass, and they throw it. A little out route that gets upfield across the 40. And tackled into the Grand Rapids bench are the Hunters. They're moving with some pace now.
It was Larson on the reception there for the Hunters. He made a nice grab on that catch there. Taken out of bounds by looked like Grady Giffen.
So 2nd down for the Hunters. And ball will be at their own 43-yard line. And that 4 wide receiver set. And when Lee has had some time to throw, he's pretty accurate. He just hasn't had a lot of time. He is being chased right now. He's just going to heave this one up. Intercepted, and he was the inbounds. He is
Marcus
Steele.
Wow. What an interception on the sideline.
Came over, just snagged it. And Grand Rapids gets another turnover against the Hunters, and they will have it first down and 10.
Wow, Thiel with a beautiful interception, able to get that foot down and give possession back to the Thunderhawks again, who are in beautiful position here to put more points up.
8:06 second quarter. It's 35-0 Grand Rapids, and the officials are talking about this. They were having a little bit of a conference, but they're going to move the chains and get things going. And we have a timeout on the field and on our YouTube stream. Timeouts are brought to you by S&S Meats. But this is going to be pretty quick as both teams are going to now get set to get going. And Grand Rapids great field position, first and 10 after the Marcus Steele interception. Ball is at the Hunters' 46-yard line.
Brooks Lee now with 2 interceptions on the night.
And he is just running for his life back there for the most part. The Thunderhawks are just chasing him down.
That was Grady Giffen again.
McNear under center, and he will hand this one off inside and still pushing forward, not down yet. And finally, just shy of the 40-yard line, and Mason Johnson has come back into the game playing that fullback position as he got a little breather on the last series. So it'll be second down for the Thunderhawks.
Mason Johnson just refuses to go down. He's carrying people for extra yardage. Every dive play he's run tonight.
In a 6, 2nd and 4 ball. I'll say is right at that 40-yard line. I sit behind McNear. He will pitch this back to Thiel. Far side, he's cutting upfield. He's to the 30. He's got speed. He's cut back inside of the 20. Still a seat. 10, 5, touchdown! Marcus Thiel, touchdown Thunderhawks!
Wow, Marcus Steele with a nice cut back there going up the sideline. Was able to, and we got a hold on the play.
So Coach Spawn's coming out, and he's going to go to the white hat.
What a beautiful cutback by Thiel there on that run.
They're still saying Mason Johnson McNear saying touchdown, and Coach Spawn is saying we're going for 1. They're going to say this counts. So this is going to be a hold against Denfeld.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to decline that is Grand Rapids, and they will be kicking, looks like for the PAT.
Thiel with a 41-yard scamper right there.
41-0 Thunderhawks, 7:16 second quarter, and now the officials are having a conversation. It is a hold against Denfeld. It is declined. Touchdown is good. You know, sometimes I wonder who's going to be the player of the game, but you got Ravers, you got Thiel, you got Johnson. They're all putting it on. I mean, the guys up front, too. It's just complete right now for Grand Rapids against this Denfeld team. McNear, again, we can't forget him either.
Yeah, and you talk about the defense as well. Just a all-around excellent display of football here tonight by the Thunderhawks.
And we're just awaiting time to get set. Again, this second quarter is brought to you by, on our YouTube stream, Rapid Roof Truss. We appreciate all of our sponsors bringing you Thunderhawks football this year and volleyball. And Coach Spawn is having a conversation with the officials right now. I don't think anything of too serious of a nature. And, well, now they're going to pick a personal foul against Grand Rapids. Declined, both offsetting. So are they going to say now we had multiple penalties and we're going to have to do this again?
Wow. They've already moved the chains. They don't even have. All
right. So there was setting penalties, it appears.
That is a
And
extremely late call on the Thunderhawks.
which I'm surprised that Coach Spawn wasn't a little bit more animated, because I didn't think it was too much, because normally Coach Spawn is, especially when you're calling back a touchdown.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, and they had announced that the touchdown was good.
and then to go back, they were set up for the PAT, again, like twice, and brought it back. All right, so now where we stand is it's going to be first down Grand Rapids, and they will be at the Hunters' 40-yard line. T set behind McNear, and he will hand this one off, and trying to get just through the middle is Thiel, and he'll be shy of sticks. And actually, that was a second down and 6. So they have updated across the way on the down marker. So now that was second down. This is going to be third down as we're getting caught up after a touchdown was given twice, then brought back.
Yeah, that was
And
quite confusing.
now it's 3rd and 2. Ball is at the 37-yard line of Denfeld. McNear under center. Johnson right behind him. 2 wide receiver set. Ravers goes from left to right and will retreat back to his spot on the left wing. And they will hand this one off, and getting up the middle is Steele, and he's still pushing, and he wants that touchdown back as he gets up to near the 20 and maybe closer to the 19-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Grand Rapids.
And once again, a beautiful fake to Mason Johnson there, who occupied a couple of Denfeld linemen there, and it just creates a larger hole for the running back Thiel.
So under 6.5 minutes to go before the half. It's 35-0. Thunderhawks will have it 1st and 10 from the Hunters' 19-yard line. Ball's on the far side hash. 2 wide receivers set. Dwell is wide to the right. Christopherson is your slot. McNear's under center. He will hand this off to Johnson, who's trying to power his way up the middle. And the Hunters on the last few possessions trying to go up the gut have kind of put their focus there and have made some decent plays defensively. It'll be 2nd down for Grand Rapids.
But Johnson, once again, just keeps his feet moving, picks up about 4 yards.
So 2nd and 6. Nose of the football just shy of the 15-yard line. Again, twins to the right. Double wing set. Mason Johnson fullback behind McNear, who is under center for Grand Rapids. It'll be a pitch near side to Ravers, who cuts inside, now tries to get outside, and Denfeld is there to hold Ravers from getting out. And it'll be 3rd down for the Thunderhawks, but relatively 3rd and short.
Ravers with a nice little cutback there, kind of made something out of nothing there, was able to get a few.
So 5 minutes left to go before halftime. It's 35-0 Thunderhawks. 3rd and 3 from the 12 for Grand Rapids. And here comes in from the sideline with the play. Goal line, Christopherson wide to the left. Dwell wide to the right. They're going to run Johnson and Thiel directly behind McNear. Ravers is to the left, and we'll have a whistle and a timeout, Grand Rapids. And we will take a quick timeout as well. Timeouts on our YouTube stream brought to you by S&S Meats. Grand Rapids leads 35-0, 4.5 minutes before halftime. And this is Thunderhawks football on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
I don't know how you can talk that fast.
Try to get it all in. 30 seconds, Stacy. It's like my tag is a 30-second ad, which is great because I love our sponsors. Love all of our sponsors. Allow us to do these.
Yep, it's awesome.
It is awesome as we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Stacy back in studio. It's 35-0. Thunderhawks 4:29 before halftime, and Grand Rapids will have a 3rd and 3 ball at the Hunters' 12-yard line. And our second quarter brought to you by Rapid Roof Truss. All right, Grand Rapids lines up under center with McNear. He's got Johnson. He fakes it to Johnson. McNear trying to get left side, now cuts it up, and he's trying to push. He's still a touchdown! Logan McNear put another one on the board, and he's just powering through Hunters. The sophomore, oh my, just lowering that shoulder.
McNear from 13 yards out, bouncing off of Hunters. Nobody can wrap him up. Finally, somebody wraps him up, and he drags him into the end zone.
41-0 Grand Rapids, 4:21 second quarter. Volley will line up to kick this one for the PAT. And the kick is on the way. It is good. It's 42-0 Thunderhawks, 4:22 left to go in your second quarter. And this is Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. You got the notes on the wall, too. That's how much we got.
We'll see if it'll stay.
And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside the Wim Dog, Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. Grand Rapids before halftime is up 42-0 with 4:22 left to go before the half. Again on our YouTube stream, KOZY Sports. Our second quarter brought to you by Rapid Roof Truss, 326-1777. Agriculture, residential, steel, and trim. Logan McNear, quarterback, taking that one in for a touchdown. And you got so many notes, Jim, you got to put them on the wall here.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're having a lot of fun here tonight, Marcus.
Grand Rapids, Coach Spawn always says, got to get better week to week, and they look good tonight. And the band's getting ready to come out. They always put on a show. I'm excited to see that at halftime.
Yeah, they generally are multi-award winners every year.
Another squib kick. This one not picked up cleanly, and finally Denfeld gets there. Now they're running up the field, and decent return. Again, up to near the 40-yard line.
Dylan Carlson on the return there for Denfeld. That one kind of bounced off a couple Hunters before Carlson was able to get a hold of it.
We want to thank Benders, Mackley Auto Repair, M&H Gas, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Grand Rapids State Bank, Grooms Property Management, and the Timberlake Lodge for bringing you Thunderhawks football tonight and for the rest of the season. There's some excitement around this program, and you can tell why. Is Grand Rapids coming into this game 1-1, but putting on a clinic against Denfeld here, and Denfeld has it now, 1st and 10, moving from right to left at their own 40. Lee stands back from center, and he will hand this one off. Now trying to get to the corner and gets roughly maybe back to the line of scrimmage or maybe a yard before he's met by Marcus Steele. And it'll be second down for the Hunters.
Once again, Grady Giffen in the backfield there just about was able to stop him on a loss there. Kids all over the place.
I want to play some basketball this last year. I didn't know he was that aggressive.
Yeah.
But he is getting after it.
I think it must be his sister that was so good on the girls' team a few years back, huh?
I believe so. 2nd and 9 from their own 41. They will hand this one off, coming near side, and almost making the tackle is Lampa, and then Rabers, and then all a bunch of Thunderhawks come in to clean things up. Thiel's out of there. Spawn's out of there, but that was a tough run for not a lot by Denfeld, and that was number 28, Dixon Sherman.
Yeah, Lampa did a nice job there of containing him. He slowed him up, and then everybody came over and took him down.
3rd and 7 for the Hunters at their own 43. And they huddle. And they will break. And they'll come up to the line. Lee has 2 backs in the backfield, 1 wide to the right, 1 wide to the left. He looks looks over the Thunderhawk defense. Thunderhawk defense coming up and pressing pretty hard. And they will hand this one off. And that is why, is because Thunderhawks don't allow them to get really anything on that play. And coming off of the bottom of the pile, number 67, and that is Halal. It'll be 4th down for the Hunters, and they will punt this one away. Punting duties for Duluth Denfeld, number 88, Joseph.
Well, as mentioned in Spawn's pregame speech there, pregame report.
Kick is up, it's high, it'll be fielded by Ravers, and they'll blow this dead like he called a fair catch, but Ravers was saying, I didn't call fair catch. But they are going to say that he must have.
Huh.
That he must have lifted that arm high enough at some point, and they will mark this back to where he caught it.
Ravers is still saying, I did no such thing.
But it will be 1st and 10 for Grand Rapids. And they will be spotting this ball at, looks like the 34-yard line of the Thunderhawks. Oh, the student section is doing all sorts of wild things to our left. I don't know what that was, but that was intense. They're having fun tonight.
Having some fun. Why would up 41-0? You doesn't hardly get any better than this.
So 1st and 10 Grand Rapids. And they will hand this one off to Ravers, and he's trying to find some room in the middle. He'll have enough for a 1st down as he crosses the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 Thunderhawks. 2.5 minutes before the half, and they lead 42-0.
Ravers, the second back coming through. Marcus Johnson Mason Johnson on the fake there. Once again, just such a beautiful fake that a host of Hunters are on Johnson, leaving space for Ravers to make a nice gain.
2 wide receivers set, T-back field, and it will be handed off to Thiel, who makes one cut inside, and he'll be tackled, but he does get across the 50-yard line. Does Marcus Thiel. So it'll be 2nd down, Thunderhawks. We want to thank Woodland Bank, as well as Nooch's in the corner, Northern Star Co-op Cenex, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, 218 Supply, Cedar Creek Tavern, and Minnesota Deer Hunters Association for bringing you Thunderhawks football. Grand Rapids will have a 2nd and 5. They are into Hunters territory at the 47-yard line. Double wing set behind McNear. He will keep it himself. Off the right side, he gets to the 40. He's got some speed again to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Logan McNear to the pylon. Oh, they'll say he stepped out at the 3-yard line. Oh, my. But once he gets the edge, Logan McNear can just fly.
Yeah, and he can stride out. My gosh. That was it's like a 42-yard run by McNear. Just a beautiful job. And dove for that pylon. I thought he got there, but the referee right on the spot there says he stepped out at the 3.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 3 for Grand Rapids. Moving from left to right as we see it here from the press box. Ball beyond the near side hash. McNear will be under center. He looks over the defense. He will take the snap. He will hand this one off inside and trying to push the pile forward. McNear actually gets behind and tries to help. And Mason Johnson can't quite get there. He's about at the half-yard line.
Yeah, he was just about there. McNear thought maybe if I give a little push from behind here, we'll get him that extra half-yard, but not quite. Denfeld doing a nice job of pushing him back.
So 2nd down and goal for Grand Rapids from inside the 1. 2 wide receivers set. Haidu to the left, Well to the right. And this will be inside again. And this time, Mason Johnson takes it over the goal line, and he has a touchdown on the board for the Thunderhawks. And they have just extended their lead to 48-0. 52 seconds left to go before halftime.
Johnson with the 1-yard dive there, and he literally dove. He was not going to be denied that 6 points. Mason Johnson working hard out there, gets rewarded with a touchdown.
Rawlings sets for the PAT. We await the snap. Back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is short. Just didn't quite get enough of that one. So the score will remain 48-0 with 52.8 seconds left to go before halftime. And the Thunderhawks are on top. And this is Thunderhawks football on J105, The Thunder, J105radio.com, and at our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. And we're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Our second quarter brought to you by Rapid Roof Truss on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. It's 48-0 Grand Rapids after the Mason Johnson 1-yard touchdown run. And Grand Rapids will be kicking this one off from left to right. At halftime, we'll see the Grand Rapids marching band put on a show. We'll recap stats. Give you a score update on 96.9 KMFY. Deer River is winning 46-0 at halftime over East Central. David Moody on a call.
Looks like they're pouring it on down at East Central as well. Deer River having a nice start to their season.
Grand Rapids kicks this one off high. This is like a high short kick that is going to roll out of bounds. And that'll be a flag, and we'll get Denfeld with good field position again here to start this offensive drive, although the field position, unfortunately, if you're a Hunters fan, has not been much of a benefit so far in this game, as Grand Rapids is pitching the shutout so far here in the first half, leading 48-0.
It looks like most of the starters still in there. They're going to at least finish out this first half, it looks like, for the Thunderhawks.
Remember, tune into Extra Yards tonight with Super Joe. Myself will be there as well. Recapping scores, recapping this game, recapping that Deer River game. We'll try to get you a GNK score as well. GNK, in fact, got one right now. Leads Crosby Ironton 14-6 at the half. I tell you what, this GNK team is fighting hard this year. I mean, they took Deer River down to the wire.
They battled Deer River last week.
So
that was a heck of a game.
So 1st and 10, ball is at the 35-yard line of the Hunters. They have a new quarterback in, and it's a direct snap. And that's how you enter the game, is you run right into Oliver Spawn.
Yeah. Oliver Spawn says, nice to meet you.
Yes. Oh, my. Welcome to the game. And that was number 10, and that was Caleb Lundberg, and he's a sophomore. It's like, well, here you go.
Oliver Spawn did a nice job of quarterbacking this team this last year, but what a luxury to have him just focus on defense. He's just a beast out there.
Yes, he is. 2nd and 13. Lee back in. They hand this one off, and another big hit. Mason Johnson comes out, and he makes a stick. He is fired up in this game.
You got Johnson and Spawn in there playing those middle linebacker positions. That's tough going against those boys.
And that will be the half. His time will expire. And Grand Rapids leads 48-0 at the half. And we'll be back for your halftime festivities as you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. halftime on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Pregame Electric.
Yeah, it looks like the Grand Rapids Marching Band is going to put a little show on for halftime here.
Taking a 3-minute timeout on our radio station. Jim, I had one enter. I should have brought another one if I knew that this was going to be such an intense game.
What was that?
My energy drinks.
Oh.
But I do have my water today. But boy, it is some high intensity action here.
Tough night if you're a Denfeld Hunter.
Very much so. And they started this season with such high expectations. We saw them last year. Boy, they were really good.
Yeah.
In fact, was one of those teams that you thought could potentially win the section.
Name escapes me, but one of their good backs did graduate.
Ty Mans.
Yeah.
He was a beast. Had a great basketball season, made it to the state tournament, did Denfeld. They won the section in convincing fashion. But they just don't seem to have the numbers quite this year either for their football team. But, of course, if you tune in to Extra Yards tonight, really watching the North Branch and Hermantown games. And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lynn alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. Our halftime on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Pregame Electric. And the Grand Rapids Marching Band is getting ready to perform. So we'll have that for you on our YouTube stream that you can watch. They always come out every year. I just never know what they're going to bring. But it looks really cool.
Bunch of black, yellow, and white boxes out here that I think they're going to bust out of them.
Goodness gracious. Your score at the half is Grand Rapids 48, Duluth Denfeld 0. And Grand Rapids has been foot on the gas since the opening kickoff.
Yeah, McNair I don't think has thrown a pass. It's been all rushing yards. I mean, outside of the Rabers interception, but just putting on a display here of pounding the ball right down Denfeld's throat. McNair showing us his speed. It's just been a real pleasure to watch these young men go out here and put on a show.
And Grand Rapids just playing incredibly physical tonight, and I know that this is a team that a lot of excitement about. Of course, you just mentioned Logan McNair. He's the new starting quarterback for Grand Rapids, just a sophomore, but he's really showing his prowess. And you mentioned Oliver Spahn because Spahn was a quarterback last year, but he is coming in and exclusively really playing defense. But you can just see how much he benefits on defense, just being able to focus on that and focus entirely all of his energy, because we saw him last year playing both ways. You could tell towards the end of the game sometimes he's getting a little gassed out there trying to do as much as he does, but defensively, as you mentioned, with him and Mason Johnson play those linebacker spots, they are a tandem, and those guys up front are creating some gaps for those guys to fire through.
Yeah, they're in the back. I mean, Johnson just about taking the handoff on one of those plays. Those guys are in the backfield so quick, and Johnson with his quickness and Spahn with his power, that's just tough going for the Hunters, who have had nothing to show for their efforts here tonight.
And the band and the performance on the field right now, and it's as always looks amazing, sounds amazing, and you always get at least one or two football players that get out there, and it looks like number 78, That is R.J. Mundahl. He doesn't have the fancy outfit on, but he is wearing the hat.
Quincy McNear out here with a trumpet as well.
So. Oh, that is true, yes. Number 77.
Shows their dedication to this marching band who, as we know, every year it seems like they bring home awards from down in the Twin Cities area where they generally compete just year after year, putting on just awesome performances.
And this football team here for Grand Rapids, putting on an awesome performance again at the half, is leading 48-0. And this is a team that I've been able to follow, Jim and I have here for the last couple years. And this is as giddy as I have been about a Grand Rapids football team in week 3 as I have been in the past few years. This team is just, there's something about them. And I think really, I just mentioned the physicality. I've also been fortunate enough to cover some other teams through our area, primarily in 9-man football, although they are playing 11-man this year in MIB. And one thing I always noticed about MIB, who is a perennial powerhouse, made it to the bank last year, is the physicality that they play with. And this Grand Rapids team right now is playing with a similar physicality. It's almost a mean, old-school physicality, but that wins you football games, especially in this section.
Yeah, and you look at the list of captains here. You got Spahn, Rabers, Thiel, and Brula. These boys have been around, and I'm sure the leadership that those 4 captains are passing along to the rest of the team impacts them as well. Great leadership and everybody just playing for each other.
And they have been, and this team does just seem to have that gel to them where they are competing for each other. And talk about the physicality, but then you have a lot of speed. I mean, Rabers and Thiel, and then you have Johnson. So you have a couple of guys, and I thought Rabers, when I saw him for the first time, this guy has been working out this offseason. And he looked so much bigger than he did last year, and he maintained that speed. Of course, we know the speed of Marcus Thiel. We've seen it for a couple of years now. And Mason Johnson, just a young guy as well, and he just the power that he has. Made it to the state track meet and did the discus. So he's strong, he's fast, he really does it all. And these guys up front, they don't get as much credit as they probably deserve. Is they don't get the highlight touchdown calls and stuff. But these guys up front are pushing people around, and they're opening those holes for these guys.
Yeah, McNear exclusively, when you look at some of his runs, all starts with the fakes. And Denfeld's been biting on those fakes. McNear with some huge holes, able to get free for 5-6 yards, and then he does the rest of the work himself. He's been on a couple of long scampers here tonight. Just really impressed with the offensive line and the sophomore showing his speed here.
The band continues to be out on the field. If you would like to watch some of their performance, you could certainly do so on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Again, a halftime brought to you by Pregame Electric on our YouTube stream. We're going to take a quick radio timeout, but we'll be right back. We'll maybe talk about some of those touchdowns and scoring that took place here in the first half. As you're listening to Thunderhawks football on J105, the Thunder, J105radio.com, and at our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Raleigh who's been doing the kicking, right?
Mm-hmm. How we doing?
Hey, boys are putting on a display tonight, huh? Yep.
Grand Rapids Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, the Grand Rapids Marching Band, putting on a heck of a show. At least the folks here enjoyed it. I did as well, Jim.
Yeah, I couldn't help but tap your foot and bounce around a little bit to that jazzy little number they had going on.
And this halftime on our YouTube stream, brought to you by on KOZY Sports, is brought to you by Pregame Electric. Your halftime score: Grand Rapids 48, Duluth Denfeld 0. Grand Rapids really putting it on. They have not come out of the shed. Over to our right, Denfeld, though, has made their way to the sideline. And, Jim, I got to get you a whiteboard or something over here for as many notes as you've been taking. But, I mean, to talk about some of that scoring that we saw there.
Boys been putting on display. It started off 9:15 of the first quarter. Logan McNair on a 9-yard run. And Raleigh kick made it 7-0. And then it was Ethan Morgan at 2:39 of the first with a 15-yard run. Kick was no good. 34 seconds remained, and McNair went on a 66-yard scamper. Marcus Steele with the 2-point conversion, 21-0 Grand Rapids. And then it was Rabers with the interception, 55-yard interception return for a touchdown. Extra point good, 28-0 Grand Rapids at the end of one. Marcus Steele on a 2-yard run, kick no good. That made it 34-0. McNair with another 13-yard run, 42-0. Extra point was good there by Raleigh. And then Mason Johnson on a 1-yard dive was able to put a 6 on the board for Rapids. Kick no good. Gets us to 48-0 after 2.
48-0 is your halftime score, and we are getting close to where we will get the warm-up time for the teams to come out onto the field. And Grand Rapids really putting it on here, and we'll see what they come out with in the second half. It'd be interesting to see if the starters start the second half or what Coach Spawn and company are going to do as far as getting some of these other guys some more reps in this game. It's always great to see, you know, if you can get a couple of games like this where you're up 48-0 at the half, where you can get some other reps in. Next week, Duluth East, and I mean the schedule, it gets a little tougher after that. You get some Hermantowns, you get some North Branches, then you round out the season with Proctor and Rockridge. But this is a team that continues to get better every week. Week 3, and again, a Denfeld team that was, we were talking about it, Jim. I mean, they had graduated some guys. Obviously, numbers are a little down this year, but a team that gave us fits last year. But I guess we're returning the favor a little bit this year.
Yeah, and preseason they were predicted to be pretty good. So Denfeld was expecting that they were going to contend for the section title here. And right now tonight, Grand Rapids is showing maybe they're the team that might be the ones contending for the section title.
Okay, actually, you mentioned that, Jim. We were watching preseason. It was Denfeld and Hermantown were kicking things off, and that was like a premier matchup to see what this section was really going to look like. And I believe Denfeld, weren't they last week down at TCO?
Yeah.
Playing. So they've had some highlight games. So a team that Grand Rapids right now is putting it up on, and the Thunderhawks have played a pretty clean game for the most part. You know, you go up against a Bemidji team last week. I know Coach Pond was reeling after some of those turnovers and some penalties there. But this game, they've played for the most part pretty clean. They've got a lot of things. They did have that one pitch and the fumble and stuff that I know they want to clean that up. But they did go right back to it, and it was a successful play.
Yeah, and it ended up not being a turnover as well. So Steele able to fall on that ball. So outside of a couple of penalties, Thunderhawks are playing, as you say, clean ball tonight.
For Denfeld, that has been somewhat of their Achilles heel. I mean, Grand Rapids has physically won the battles up front, but Denfeld has not helped themselves much at all, as they've had a lot of offensive penalties that have put them in a bad situation behind the sticks. They do have the big pass play that really got them early on there in the first quarter into position into Grand Rapids territory, but then it was the Thunderhawks who just made them go backwards again.
Yeah, and Mason Johnson got a hold of Brooks Lee and marched him back about 20 yards there on the tackle, and so much for the offensive threat there for Denfeld.
And we have about 30 seconds or so before we kick things off as both teams are warming up. In fact, Grand Rapids is done with their warm-up. Coach Spawn is talking to the officials now, and Grand Rapids is on the near sideline. Denfeld is finishing up warm-ups to our left. Again, we are at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids, the big Thunderhawk at the 50-yard line. Again, it says Grand to our left end zone, Rapids in our right in black lettering, orange end zone. This is a turf field. If you've never been here, you should be here someday. It is a beautiful facility with the trees across the way. They haven't started to change over beyond the visiting stands just yet. Maybe a tinge of yellow in one of the trees, but that will speed up here very, very rapidly. And the folks that have come from Duluth have stayed, and the students that have made their way have stayed here as well, even though their team is down 48-0 at the half. You couldn't ask for better temperatures tonight. We were talking last year during about this week. It was hot out.
Yeah.
And it makes it a little bit more comfortable here for football with these temperatures. Cheerleaders in full force here, as well as the student section for Grand Rapids. And a lot of the folks here in the stands are just enjoying this. Again, our halftime on our YouTube stream brought to you by Pregame Electric. You can watch us on YouTube at KOZY Sports. Grand Rapids in the all-black unis. Black bottoms, black tops, orange numerals, and it says Grand Rapids in small print across the front of the jersey. Denfeld is in those gold bottoms, white tops, maroon numerals with those maroon helmets, gold on the side. And Grand Rapids will be kicking this one off here in the third quarter. The third quarter on our YouTube stream is brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine.
Ethan Morgan was on the kickoff teams. It appeared to me that he hasn't been out since he twisted that ankle. So,
in Grand Rapids, we'll be moving from left to right as we see it here in the third quarter. And I'll explain kind of a new rule that is in effect this year after this special teams play, is that his kick is going to be picked up by Denfeld. And this time, the Thunderhawks special teams is there to wrap them up very, very early. Denfeld has had some decent returns in this game, but they are stopped there. So, instead of a running clock in the second half this year, when you are up, both coaches get together and decide how long of a third quarter you want to have. They have decided this will be an 8-minute third quarter. So it'll be a shortened third quarter due to Grand Rapids leading 48-0.
interesting.
I think in one of the Deer River games, it was I believe a 2 to 3 minute third quarter and whatnot. But they have decided this will be an 8-minute third quarter.
So then they'll do that again for the fourth?
And then the fourth, I believe, is running time.
Okay.
So some new rules that we're getting with. And then it is handed off in up the middle quickly for one of their best runs of the day for Denfeld, as they had it.
That's Carlson on the carry for Denfeld.
As Spawn is going to come out of the game after making the tackle. But I think you're going to start to see, and I can tell right now by looking out there, you're going to see some different personnel groupings for Grand Rapids here in the third quarter, leading 48-0.
Carlson showed a nice burst there, coming through the middle of the line there for Denfeld.
And you're going to see Lundberg now take the direct snap. He's handed off, and in the backfield is Grand Rapids making a stick for a loss. Is that number 72? It is, and he's fired up, and that is Joseph Neary.
Yeah, Joseph Neary doing a dance after that tackle for loss. So a lot of what was picked up on that first play was erased there by Neary.
So nearing 6.5 minutes in this 8-minute third quarter. They just shortened the third quarter now instead of running time, so it is going to be third down and 5 and the ball's on the ground. It is going to be, is it picked up by Grand Rapids? Still rolling around. There's a scrum for it. It's still rolling around, and everybody's diving for this football. Who is on top of it? And we'll await the official signal or who's going to come out of the bottom of the pile. And it appears that Denfeld will get back on it, but boy, they are going to lose another boatload of yards there, Jim.
Yeah, a couple of Thunderhawks had an opportunity there. Looked like somebody tried to pick it up, and rather than pick it up, they just kind of rolled it backwards. And
so the ball is at the 14-yard line now, and it's 4th and 20.
Hunter's able to come out of that scrum with the ball.
At least giving themselves an opportunity to punt as opposed to give it to Grand Rapids at the 14. And as Denfeld awaits the snap, deep appears to be Thiel. Kick is almost blocked, and it will be fielded and hit. Oh, that's actually Rabers, who is deep, and maybe he should have fair caught that one. Yeah, as soon as he caught it, great defense or great special teams play on the coverage by Denfeld, but good job by Rabers to hold on to the football too, because he was hit as soon as he caught that.
Elijah Thomas there for the Hunters, hitting Rabers just as he caught the ball.
They'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunderhawks. They will have it at the Denfeld 44-yard line, ball in between the hashes. And we will have a new quarterback for the Thunderhawks, and this will be number 5, Brady McKinney. So McKinney under center. He's got Arlt behind him, and it's going to be a pitch near side and getting to the 40, and now to the 30, and across the 25 are the Thunderhawks, and that is number 37, Noah Kinkle.
Wow, and Noah Kinkle showing a nice burst of speed on that end around there.
And a flag on the play. And they are going to back this one up, so that will negate the run by Kinkle. But basically takes it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, darn it. Nice run by Kinkle there. That'll give the coaches something to talk about when they review this tape, which probably do that on Monday.
So 1st and 11, ball is at the 44, so they basically just lose a yard on that penalty. McKinney under center. He will hand this off inside to Arlt, who is busting through people, and he is down to near the 35-yard line. One of the deepest positions, I think, for Grand Rapids in the backfield is that fullback position, because, boy, they got some hard-running guys between Johnson and Arlt just going hammering defenses.
Yeah, Arlt just dancing there, just keeping his legs moving, taking a page out of the Mason Johnson book there. Nice run by Arlt.
So 2nd and 1, ball's at the 35-yard line of Denfeld. McKinney will look over the defense, one wide to the right, one to the left. Double wing set. This will be taken by McKinney, who's going to have enough for a first down as he gives the fake, and a flag comes out late. And maybe some frustration by Denfeld. And this one could be tacking on a little bit more for Grand Rapids.
Yeah, somebody might be done for the night if they threw a punch in there.
Grand Rapids leads 48-0 with 4:10 left third quarter. This is a shortened third quarter. It was an 8-minute third quarter. We're about halfway through. We're awaiting the official call here on what this is going to be. And they are talking. And it will be a personal foul against Denfeld. A hit to the head, and they are going to eject him. This is going to be an ejection and a 15-yard penalty. And that's just, unfortunately, not controlling the emotions in a game that has not gone your way for Denfeld.
And that can happen when you're getting beat up like this, but part of the deal is you gotta keep your cool.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the 16 of Denfeld for Grand Rapids. McKinney under center for the Thunderhawks. And they will hand this one off inside. And just getting a few yards forward, number 44, Owen Stark. And I tell you what, this Grand Rapids roster is near almost 100 kids, so we are going to try to keep up with all the personnel changes of who's getting the ball and where and when. But a lot of guys are going to be in the game tonight, and it's just good to see that as they lead 48-0 does Grand Rapids. And they will split twins out to the left. Elijah Lane is going to be the far receiver. McKinney under center. He's going to pitch left side and cutting up to near the 10. And getting inside the 10 is Grand Rapids, and that's number 12, Braden Scholl.
Braden Scholl showing some speed on that sweep play there.
48-0, Grand Rapids. 3 minutes left to go, third quarter. And they will have it third down and 2. Ball spotted at the 7-yard line. And, boy, it'd be fun if one of these young guys can get in the end zone here.
It sure would. And you know the good thing is here, your starters are resting, so there won't be any injuries on that group for the night.
So McKinney will take the snap, and handoff is inside, and Denfeld is there. I think that's going to Stark again, number 44. And McKinney will come to the sideline and talk to Spawn and see what they want to do here. This is going to be fourth down, but it'll be fourth down and short. Coach Spawn might say, let's line this up. And let's pick up 2 yards. 4th and 2 from the 7, McKinney. We'll get into the huddle. Grand Rapids leads 48-0. 2:16 left to go, third quarter.
Wouldn't be surprised to see McKinney keep it here.
McKinney lines everybody up. He's got one wide to the right, one to the left. Receiver wide to the right is Hoffman. McKinney under center. They will keep it himself, and he slipped. Just didn't quite get his footing trying to cut off to the right side, and that will be a turnover on downs for Grand Rapids. But they have pinned Denfeld very deep.
McKinney's very disappointed. He had some space there. He was certainly going to get the first down and maybe be flirting with the end zone there. But
yeah, you can see it in his face as he takes his helmet off. He wants that one back, but he might get another opportunity here as we're still in the third quarter, a minute 58 left to go.
And the field conditions might be changing a little here as the dew starts setting in on this field. Like he lost his footing there as he tried to accelerate.
In this third quarter is brought to you by First National Agency of Coleraine on our YouTube stream, youtube.com/KOZY Sports. Just search up KOZY Sports.
We got another Rabers out there. We got Tyson Rabers.
Oh, fantastic.
Playing the little defensive back, number 28. See if he can do what his brother did earlier. I'm assuming they're brothers.
And there is going to be a timeout on the field. Timeouts on our YouTube stream are brought to you by S&S Meats. We'll keep it right here. Minute 43 left to go. Third quarter, 48-0 Grand Rapids. And we want to thank the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association, Cedar Creek Tavern, 218 Supply, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, Northern Star Co-op, Cenex, Nooches in the corner, Timberlake Lodge, Grooms Property Management, Woodland Bake, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, and M&H Gas. Grand Rapids leads 48-0. Third quarter, Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer and Stacy back in studio. Remember, Extra Yards with Super Joe on KOZY tonight, 1320 AM, 93.1 FM, recapping this game and others across our group of stations and all games relevant to northern Minnesota. Look forward to that. It's fun. You can also watch it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Rapids Radio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're doing all sorts of things, Jim.
Oh, it's great. Super Joe's the man.
Yes, he is. He does about as good a job as anybody out there behind the scenes. Then we even throw him out there every once in a while to do a game, and he knocks that out of the park, too.
Oh, for sure. He's the one who labeled me the Wim Dog.
He did. He did. All right, so we are going to line up here. 1st and 10 for Denfeld. They are at their own 8-yard line, moving from right to left here in the third quarter. And this is going to be a pass. And a little dump pass is hit. And trying to fight forward is Denfeld, but Grand Rapids swarming. And it's Dylan Carlson for the Hunters, showing some effort, but that Grand Rapids defense swarming, showing some effort as well.
Quarterback there had nothing but Thunderhawks in his face. He kind of dumped that off at the last second. Carlson did a nice job of picking up that ball right off the turf.
So 2nd and 8, ball is at the 10. This is Lundberg as your quarterback, a sophomore for the Hunters. Stands back from center. He takes it. Is going to be handed off inside. And short gain on the play for Denfeld. One of the guys coming up on the bottom of the pile for Grand Rapids, number 41. Again, Grady Giffen appears.
It's like Koski on the carry there for the Hunters. Yeah, I've been impressed with Giffen. He's all over the place out there.
This will be a 3rd down and 5 for the Hunters. Ball is at the 14-yard line of Denfeld. Lundberg will hand this one off, and showing some speed is Denfeld, and finally brought down, and that's number 40, Jeanette. And showed a burst there and has enough for a 1st down for Denfeld.
Yeah, Jeanette with a little spin move there was able to spin his way to a 1st down, a rare 1st down tonight for the Hunters.
26 seconds and counting, 3rd quarter, it's 48-0.
And it looks like I thought maybe the Hunters were going to let it expire, but it looks like they'll get one more play in.
One more play if they can get up to the line. Grand Rapids with the lead. Lundberg stands back from center for the Hunters. 2 wide receiver set, one to the right, one to the left. They will hand this one off again. And pushing forward again is Denfeld. And that will be the end of the 8-minute 3rd quarter. And carrying that football again, it appears is that number... that is Jeanette again. Just a freshman, by the way. And he's showing some prowess. But that 3rd quarter was very quick. So on our YouTube stream, I want to give one more quick shout out to First National Agency of Coleraine for bringing us that 3rd quarter here on our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. But now we're going to have a 12-minute 4th quarter. It's 48-0 Grand Rapids. And our 4th quarter on our YouTube stream is going to be brought to you by Rays Sports and Marine. And we will take a quick timeout, and we will be back for your 4th quarter. Grand Rapids leads 48-0 over Denfeld. And this is J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and on the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Kids are down there dancing. Boys are having some fun out there.
Yes. We're at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer. Stacy back in studio. It's 48-0, start of the 4th quarter. 2nd down for Denfeld. They hand this off, and Grand Rapids is there to make a play. Alec Horton, one of the guys in there, but a barrage of Thunderhawks in to make the tackle.
Dylan Carlson on the carry for Denfeld, and one of their starting backs. He's still in the game.
This is your 4th quarter of play. Grand Rapids leads 48-0. And actually, they're going to set that at another 8-minute quarter for this 4th quarter. And that's kind of a change in rule now where you can set a shorter time for the quarters as opposed to the running clock. And rolling right is Lundberg. He's going to try to tuck it and run, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds by Grand Rapids. And trying to grab a number there. That is a number 32, Sam Arlt. Playing offense and defense in this game. And he's a stud, I tell you. We saw him a little bit last year, and he's just a junior.
He looks a little leaner this year.
Yeah, not quite as big. You know,
Yep.
like he toned things up a little
Yep.
bit. Got that speed going.
Lundberg did get another first down for the Hunters there, so little burst of speed around the end. All did finally get a hold of him, but not after a Hunter first down.
So first and 10 from their own 33, moving from left to right here in the fourth quarter. An abbreviated third and fourth quarter for you as Grand Rapids leads 48-0. 8-minute quarters is what they have decided on here. Lundberg will hand this one off, and Jeanette again. And I tell you what, if he is truly just a freshman and he maintains that speed, he is going to be a force here for Denfeld in the next couple years. Picks up 3. He's just got a really quick burst.
Tried that little spin move again, but he only got about halfway through his spin when he got hit.
So 2nd and 7. Ball is at the 36-yard line of Denfeld. Coming into the game for Grand Rapids, number 37. Again, that's Noah Kinkle. He's playing safety. And Lundberg will stand back. And he will take the snap. Grand Rapids showing blitz. Ball's on the ground. And Grand Rapids is going to recover. Thunderhawks get the turnover. Boy, they are having some fun. And that is number 80. Is that, I'm trying to grab the number.
Yeah,
Jersey's kind of bunched
80.
up. Or is it, no, 68.
68.
And that's Colt Christensen.
And he is fired up. Once again, the Thunderhawks in the backfield, just about taking that handoff, knocked it out of Lundberg's hand, and Christensen falling on the ball.
And Grand Rapids now has a 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line of Denfeld. McKinney under center for the Thunderhawks, moving from right to left. McKinney will hand this one off inside, now cutting to the near side, taking it down the field, 10, 5, touchdown! Thunderhawks! Oh my, they continue to put it on. Sam Arlt with the touchdown. He started going up the middle. He brought it near side and ran down the sideline. 31 yards for the score. And Grand Rapids is on the north side of 50 in this game with 4:32 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Wow, Alt showing a nice burst there on that run, and he was pumped up when he hit the end zone.
Raleigh will line up for the PAT. Kick is down and up as the hold is down. Kick is up and it's good. It's 55-0 Thunderhawks. 4:32 left to go in the ball game. And we'll take a quick timeout as you're listening to Thunderhawks Football J105, the Thunder J105radio.com, and the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
Have you picked out your interview?
I'm almost thinking Johnson. Because he was just so good on both sides.
Okay. I can dig that.
And we are back at Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. It's 55-0 Thunderhawks over Denfeld. 4.5 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter on our YouTube stream brought to you by Rays of Sport and Marine. And we want to thank some more of our radio sponsors as well. Mackley Auto Repair, Bender's, S&S Meat, Super One Foods, Latville Lumber, Grand Rapids State Bank, Edges Tire, Northern Portables, Dale's Auto Body, Mr. Furnace, and Jerwood Bank.
Cheerleaders putting on a show down there with some acrobatic displays. Some flipping going on down there. Pretty cool stuff.
And Grand Rapids will be kicking this one off from right to left. Raleigh is handling your kicking duties. Stand by for your post-game show. We're 4.5 minutes away. And this kick is up and it'll be fielded near the 25 and pushed out of bounds by the Thunderhawks. Like that was almost looked like that might have been Joe Dick with tackle number 21. And it is, and he's a player as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, good baseball player all around. The sidelines trying to get the student section fired up. They're having so much fun tonight. These are those games get fired up, but hey, a lot to build on too. If you look to next week, I know that that's going to be kind of the key message week to week. Coach Spahn has these guys fired up. It's 1st and 10 for the Hunters. They are at their own 30-yard line, moving from left to right. They trail 55-0. Lumberg is your quarterback, stands back in the gun. He's going to look, and now he rolls to his left. Little dump pass, and incomplete too high. And whoa, we're going to have a little scrum on the far sideline, and a flag will come out. And for the Hunters, then number 23, Dylan Carlson, and he might be careful. They get close to not allowing him in this game anymore, as he was.
Yeah, he might be done for the night as well.
Drawing that penalty. And it's 2 personal fouls. It's going to offset, so I didn't see the Thunderhawk who was involved in that. But Coach Spahn not happy.
Somebody's getting an earful.
Yep. But offsetting penalties will result in replay in the down. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 30. 4 wide receivers set to the right, to the left. Lumber will hand this one off. Coming near side. Breaking one tackle and slipping is Jeanette, and a flag again comes out late.
And I think that's going to be on Denfeld again.
And just not managing those emotions.
Braden Scholl on the tackle there for the Thunderhawks.
We'll see what the official call is. Personal foul. And helmet-to-helmet hit. And that will back up the Hunters. 3:06 left to go. Fourth quarter is 55-0 Grand Rapids. More guys coming into the game. Looks like number 49 for Grand Rapids. And it's Gavin Jaquart, sophomore.
Everybody's getting a taste tonight.
Yes. So 2nd down and 20. Ball is at their own 20-yard line for Denfeld. Trailing 55-0. This will be handed off again to Jeanette, and he jukes and jives. He's got a quick step, but he is thrown down. He can't quite get away from that tackle. And I want to say that that's number 8. That's Connor Keith out there making a stick.
Looks like Jeanette made one too many moves there. Keith caught up to him.
And so Keith is coming.
There's
in,
2 8s out there now.
Or is that 6, Lucas Asplund?
That could be.
That might have been Asplund. Asplund's bigger than Keith. I think that's Asplund. But regardless, both of them in the game right now making plays. And there are 2 8s out there, I think. So we might have been right the first time, Jim. But it's 3rd and 16. And they will hand this off again. Does Denfeld, and Grand Rapids is there to make a play in the backfield. Number 68 again, Colt Christensen. Boy, he's trying to have a game, ain't he?
Yeah, he's finding some gaps there in the line there, finding some space and getting in there and disrupting.
So it's going to be 4th down and long for Denfeld. They trail 55-0. We're nearing a minute to go in the 4th quarter. Stand by for your post-game show. Have our post-game interview. We'll recap this game and move on to next week. Grand Rapids, just right now, trying to hold that and solidify that shutout. And we are going to have a timeout with 56 seconds left to go in the game. Timeouts here on our YouTube stream, brought to you by S&S Meats. And I tell you what, this Grand Rapids, I mean, we talk a lot about this. You talk a lot about the offense, right? 55-0. But defensively, outside of, and you held Bemidji, a team that scored a lot of points against Elk River, you held them to a handful of points, and there has not been an offensive touchdown outside of Bemidji in the first 3 games, because the touchdown in Cloquet was a special teams touchdown, and right now the defense pitched a shutout here against Denfeld. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so disruptive. And all night long, they're in the backfield creating havoc. There's not much Denfeld can do when you have that kind of pressure going on.
Now I'm going to be like, Coach K, is the move down to the sidelines, what's going on? Is this the new thing, getting this defense, getting some shutouts here? But
wants to get in their face a little bit.
But it will be a 4th and 19 in our 4th quarter on our YouTube stream, brought to you by Ray's Sport and Marine. KOZY Sports is that YouTube link, by the way. Clock is running under a minute. It's 55-0 Grand Rapids. It is 4th and 19 from their own 21 for Denfeld. And Lundberg will take the snap. He will hand this one off, trying to juke and jive into the teeth of the Grand Rapids defense. Not a lot going, and that will be a turnover on downs. And the offense will take the field. But they're going to have to, they might not get another snap off, as we are under 20 seconds. And they're running personnel in and out. They might try, though. These kids are going to try. They want to get a snap off here. This is going to be number 18 for Grand Rapids, and quarterback Jack Johnson. And they will hand this ball off. Those the Thunderhawks.
Owen Stark on the carry.
And that will do it after a good positive gain. But your final score, Thunderhawks 55, Hunters 0. And we'll be back for your postgame for Grand Rapids football. J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and the YouTube stream at KOZY Sports.
GNK 14-14 with 5 minutes left.
Cool, thank you, Jim. And our post game on our YouTube stream is brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association. Cool, Stacy. So we have 4 minutes of ads remaining, and we'll take this 3 minutes. I will talk. I'll try to kill enough time for our post game to get up here. And Ethan Morgan got some ice on that knee. But then I might take another minute break, and then we'll just, after our interview, we'll probably wrap up very, very rapidly. And for those of you on our YouTube stream, you already know what's going to happen. So thank you for joining us and for watching. We appreciate it so very much. Big win for Grand Rapids. Appreciate Stacy back in studio for keeping us on the air and moving. A lot of moving parts at home games with the radio and the video. And appreciate Jim Wimmer helping me out and all the folks here in the press box. The Grand Rapids Area Football Association really helping us out today as well. Well, staff here at the high school. And welcome back to Noble Hall Field in Grand Rapids. Marcus Lind alongside Jim Wimmer, Stacy back in studio. And Grand Rapids has defeated Duluth Denfeld by a final score of 55-0. The team is to our left. They usually do one big huddle in the end zone, and then they break off into three separate huddles. Jim has gone down to grab our post-game interview. I think he's going to grab Mason Johnson, who just played like a man possessed today with a chip on his shoulder. About as physical a player out there for Grand Rapids as we have seen, and boy, he was firing. But I mean, you could go down the line and talk about a lot of guys in this game for Grand Rapids. It was kind of a complete game for the Thunderhawks. Watching Ethan Morgan, he's got some ice on that, I believe that left knee as he came up limping a little bit, so we hope he's okay for next week. And we'll be back soon because he is such a valuable portion of this team, and Denfeld is met on their sideline near their 30-yard line, and they are now breaking, and they are now 0-3 on the season, and Duluth Denfeld not the season that they had envisioned to start things off, as they are now 0-3. Grand Rapids moves to 2-1 on the season, and they have just put up a big one. They put up a big one in week 1 against Cloquet, fought a very, very good team in Bemidji. It fell in that game, but it was very competitive. And then they came out this game, and they have just put it on. And really, from start to finish, as they win 55-0. And in one of the new rules here this year, instead of the running clock in the second half, they determined the length of the third and fourth quarters. So they were shortened third and fourth quarters. They were only 8-minute quarters. And even with the shortened quarters, Grand Rapids was able to come out and just put on a clinic today against the Hunters. And we look towards next week as well as we await our post-game interview. Next week, Grand Rapids will welcome another Duluth team to town, Duluth East. And we'll look to improve there as well. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors who have allowed this game to happen, and we want to continue to thank them throughout the broadcast and will here, but I do want to give you an update. GNK, at last check, 14-14 with 5 minutes remaining against Crosby Ironton. Boy, that GNK team, they have a lot of fight, but they like to take it down to the wire as well. But we want to thank Mr. Furnace Dale's Auto Body, Northern Portables, Atchison Tire, Deerwood Bank, Lavilla Lumber, Super One Foods, S&S Meats and Vendors, Grand Rapids State Bank, Magliata Repair, M&H Gas, Itasca Economic Development Corporation, Woodland Bank, Groups Property Management, the Timberlake Lodge, Nuches to the Corner, Northern Star Co-op, SEDEX, Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, 218 Supply, Cedar Creek Tavern, and Minnesota Deer Hunters Association for bringing you this game. Also, just a quick shout out as well, the Grand Rapids Area Football Association has a lead blocker award that they do at halftime of every home game. And today, Jim Cagle is the lead blocker. He was actually doing PA tonight. Sheldon not in the box tonight as he's has this first home game off, but Jim Cagle winning the lead blocker award and does such a fantastic job. And I believe our post-game interview is here, so I'll hand Mason Johnson the headset. We'll ask him a few questions, as Grand Rapids has just won 55-0, Mason. And I tell you what, you kind of got me on my toes with some of those hits out there. They play physical. What was it like out there?
It was not very hard. They didn't block me in the beginning, and then they only blocked me, so then everyone else could get back there, and they still couldn't block me.
It's a good day when you're not getting blocked. Hey, man, you shut out Denfeld, but you look at it in 3 weeks, only one team is able to score an offensive touchdown on your defense. Cloquet did not score an offensive touchdown, and tonight you shut out Denfeld. What can you say about your defense so far this season?
Our defense has been on point. We haven't let up any big runs that we could have stopped, could have prevented. Everybody does their job good, knows what they're supposed to be doing, and we just have a bunch of dogs on the defense.
And then you have some dogs in that backfield offensively, too. Every last one of you getting a touchdown today. What can you say about the guys up front and then those guys in the backfield as well?
The guys up front did their job perfectly. We got big holes, and then the backfield, we're just the hardest playing players on the team.
Well, and what are your guys that comes in? Sam Arlt, he comes in behind you. He got his touchdown at the end of the game. Did you have anything to say to him?
I just told him good job, and he might be running back one. I got to watch out.
You got to watch out. Again, 55-0. you guys put it on here to Denfeld, but you welcome another Duluth team in next week with East here. You're home for the next tonight in the next game. What are you expected against Duluth East?
Physical. We played them in a scrimmage earlier this year, and they were physical. They hit hard, they played fast, and they ran the ball outside a lot. So we're going to have to prevent that from happening.
And just one final thought from you here, Mason. Again, the atmosphere here in Grand Rapids is always great. You're at home for the first game. What's it like to be in front of the home crowd tonight?
It's awesome. Everyone you know is here, and it's just way better than being away.
Well, we'll see you back at home next week. Again, Mason Johnston, a fantastic game day, man. Looking forward to it next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go Thunderhawks.
Yeah.
Again, 55-0 is your final score. Again, thank you to Mason Johnston for coming in and giving us our post-game interview. Boy, he is a fantastic player. He is just lights out. And they get the win 55-0, do the Thunderhawks. But like he said, I mean, the depth is great, and this team really has come together. And I think Mason, he says that, the guys up front doing their job, and the defense is just they're stifling this year so far.
It's been so impressive. And, offensively, I can't help but say something about that young quarterback, McNear. My gosh. That kid's a player as well, so these Thunderhawks might have something here this year.
And it's always a fun night when you don't really know who your stars are going to be. But I think that's again why it's so exciting. Jim is here for the first 3 weeks. Grand Rapids is 2-1. You look at it and who's going to be the guy, but there's a lot of guys. You talk about Mason Johnson. He's the guy comes in, Sam Arl behind him. He's like, he might be taking that because he's just running down the field. He had a touchdown tonight. But then you got those guys in the backfield with Ravers and Thiel. Ethan Morgan's got a little bit of an ice pack on that knee. Hopefully he's back next week or very soon. But he's a guy that can get back there. You talk about McNear. I mean, yeah, he didn't throw it tonight.
No.
He
didn't have to throw it.
He didn't have to throw it.
But he sure ran it.
He ran it 60-plus yards and then some for some touchdowns. So you have that threat. And, again, those guys up front are just opening up those holes. And then you look at that defensive front, too, with Cherney and Brula. And then you got those guys like Johnson and Spawn. And even in the secondary, not a lot of guys are playing two ways this year, but a couple of those guys, too, in the secondaries like Ravers and Thiel are doing that. You had the pick 6 tonight. So defensive getting some points on the board there, too. And special teams, maybe week 1 was less to be desired by the coaching staff, but has continued to get better week after week after week. And special teams now is starting to get their groove as well. So, I mean, this is just a team to be excited about. And, I mean, when you put up against Denfeld 55-0, this is one of the biggest biggest losses that Denfeld has had this season. And they've played some pretty good teams. So, I mean, for Grand Rapids to come on and put a show like that on is incredible.
48-0 at halftime. They were, and they called off the Dogs in the second half. So, I mean, it could have been one heck of a beat down. But, Grand Rapids being classy here tonight and not pouring it on, getting their whole bench, I think, in there to play tonight. So, real solid performance by these boys. I just can't wait to follow them the rest of the year.
You talk about a lot of those guys getting in, and sometimes that's not an easy task, and you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Spawn and the rest of this coaching staff, because if you look at this roster, it is like a 2-page roster for Grand Rapids. They have so many kids out, and for the coaching staff to continue to rotate and get a lot of these guys these reps is incredible. Tomorrow, by the way, is Victory Day. That's a big tradition here in Grand Rapids. So the players, they're going to be able to celebrate tonight a big win, but they're going to be here tomorrow morning, and they're going to be having a great community event with Victory Day tomorrow.
Yeah, such a cool thing they do, and to give back to the community like that, it's just it's really a good thing.
And I always like to say this, and I don't know if people can grasp it, Jim, and I know you do when the band is here and everything like this, but I'm able to go on the road to some places, and there is no atmosphere that we run into like Grand Rapids. Again, with the hanging out after the games, and the students are still here. They're down on the field. The guys are still down on the field talking with their parents and their friends. When Grand Rapids is on all cylinders like they are tonight, this is one of the best places to play in the entire state.
Yeah, and credit to the school. keep the lights on. We've been to places where
They
they're
shut it off
shutting the
just
lights
like
off,
that.
asking if we're going to leave, and that's not what we do here. We celebrate a win. It's just awesome for the boys. This experience, it's top notch.
And this wasn't a top-notch experience for us as Grand Rapids, again, gets the win over Duluth Denfeld 55-0. Again, our post-game on our YouTube stream brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association. So with that, we will start wrapping things up. A couple just notes, as we mentioned with our post-game interview with Mason Johnson. Duluth East comes to town next week. So we are going to have that for you on our radio waves, and it will be on video someplace somewhere. I know there's some things happening with that, with all the video rights and things that happen through the state of Minnesota these days in the new day and ages of technology. But regardless, Duluth East is coming here, and we're going to have a broadcast for you, myself and Jim Wimmer. I'm assuming you're here.
I plan on being here. God willing, I'll join you.
Heck yeah, we're going to have a good one against Duluth East. As Mason said, they played them in scrimmage, hard-hitting team, not a team to look past, and I know they usually have some pretty good numbers at Duluth East too.
And that's the smart thing to do. Don't look past the team. One game at a time. One game
at a time. It'll be right here on J105, The Thunder. And then extra yards tonight. Tune in to Super Joe at about 10:05, and he'll be recapping all of our area games, plus all of northern Minnesota. And we'll be talking for an hour. I think he's got some coaching interviews. I think he's got the Cherry head coach. Cherry's playing Chisholm tonight, and their first year in 11-man football for Cherry. And so I know that he's got that lined up, and so it should be a fun one tonight on KOZY. And you could watch the live stream on our Facebook page, facebook.com/RapidsRadio. Any final thoughts, Jim?
Oh, just really impressed here tonight. Both sides of the ball, and like you said, really all three phases. As you mentioned, first game out, special teams not so good. They look good tonight. So just really impressed. And, again, the young quarterback, McNear, just putting on a show here tonight. Kid's got some speed. I'd like to see him throw the ball a little bit. Maybe we can see some of that next week.
Maybe we'll see it next week. We'll be right here, same time, same place. So you tuning in for Jim Wimmer, for Stacy back in studio. I'm Marcus Lind. Again, Grand Rapids wins over Duluth Denfeld 55-0. And thank you for joining us on J105 The Thunder, J105radio.com, and our YouTube stream at KOZY Sports. Good night, everyone.